Mark Kaboly, Steelers insider, our friend from The Athletic. He joins us right now on the Fan Hotline presented by Sullivan Super Service, providing trusted plumbing and HVAC service for over 50 years. Mark, good morning to you, partner. How you doing today?
Good. See, you still got that mustache. That's not flattering.
It's not great. And I had to see real people this weekend, apart from just my friends here, who all know I'm doing it for a bit, and I was incredibly self-conscious all weekend long.
Yeah.
Because I look like an absolute jerk-off.
Yep.
I really do.
Yep.
Like, no one wears a mustache like this unless you are Paul Skeens and you're super cool, or you're a total douche like me.
I don't think you're getting any argument from us, right, Doran?
Nope.
I was hoping somebody would say something nice. All right. So Cam Heyward been in the news now, Mark. He says he wants to play 2 or 3 more years. In fact, he told Alan Saunders over the weekend that he's looking for an opportunity. We'll see what happens. I'd like it to be here, but my goal is to play, so we'll see. What do you think happens with Cam Heyward, Mark?
Well, I think they signed him to a multi-year deal within the next couple of months or so and move on from there. If you recall, I believe it was he signed a 4-year deal. It's probably 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very similar words came out of his mouth at that time of, I still want to play. If it's somewhere else, we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there. That's just him playing the game right now to getting that out there. He's not going anywhere. I can see him definitely finishing his career. He means more than just what he's on the field right now. We've learned that with the Roethlisberger ending. They'll be able to construct a contract in a way that covers their rear end and makes him happy. So I think that's just a lot of fluff right now. I can't see Cam Heyward going anywhere. I can see a 3-year deal where he gets his $22 million this year, decent salary next year, but be able to cover their butt maybe for the third year to be able to get out of it if they have to.
New contract for Najee Harris. Does that make sense, Mark?
No. I mean, weren't we just told about a week ago that we got to see how he does in Arthur Smith's offense? I mean, what are we doing here? I mean, nothing. It does not make sense right now. You don't pick up the option right now. You might as well just let him play it out at this point. I mean, even if I'm Najee at this point, I'm probably just saying I'll just play this out right now and we'll see what happens. But they're trying to get him for a lesser amount of money, I guess. I mean, where everything you hear now, if that's true, if they're trying to get that $7 million spent over a couple of years. But I don't do that. I don't see a contract extension right now, and I don't see nothing's changed within a year or within a week or so right now. I could see him playing out and see what happens next year, and hopefully you can bring him back. If not, you move on. You go with Jaylen Warren. You go with somebody else next year.
What do you make of what Paul Zeiss reported, which was that Najee Harris did not want the Steelers to pick up his 5th-year option, and then the reaction of Najee Harris's agent, who basically said, hey, Paul, go bleep yourself?
That's funny how agents are very forthcoming in that type of setting, but when you try to talk to them, they don't want to talk to you. That's fun. Kind of
well,
funny,
Doran made a good point about that earlier. Like, it's so removed from the way that an agent would typically act that it does almost point to it being a false report from Zeiss's source.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, I didn't hear anything about it whatsoever. I just try to use more or less common sense. I'm not saying Paul doesn't have any common sense or anything, but common sense within the player at all. Why would he want to turn down that deal? Why would he want $7 million in his pocket when he hasn't even made that all his career yet? You get paid first, then you worry about next year or 2 years ago. 2 years from now. So I want the security of that money in my pocket. I'm not telling anybody to not pick me. I mean, I'm a running back. I only got X amount of carries left in me right now, and I'm going to turn down $7 million of guaranteed money. That's where it just didn't seem like it flowed to me.
Mark, were you at rookie minicamp?
Yeah, that was fun.
Anything stick out that you could talk about?
Not really. I mean, we're only available for basically the morning walkthrough, so that's not very revealing, other than where some of the guys may have lined up here and there. I mean, there's a couple guys that look like they're being players, but I always tell the story of Dree Archer, man. I always tell that story where I was absolutely enamored by him at rookie minicamp, saying this guy's going to be unstoppable. Then the real players showed up in the 2 weeks, and I'm like, uh-oh. So you can't read a ton into it. other than, getting to know and talk to the guys face to face. Seems like they got a bunch of down-to-earth, good people in that draft class, and that's just how it came across.
If I were to look at a video of where Troy Fautanu lined up, it would be on the right side, right?
Absolutely. Well, he acknowledged that.
Oh, okay. Thank God. So Troy Fautanu lines up on the right side. Do you make something of that? Because I think you did.
I think I do because, they could have easily flipped him over to the other side at that point. These are all subject to change, right? Okay, if he fails and you could see that this isn't going to work out, then you can switch him around a little bit, see how he progresses here. This is just a starting point. I'm sure he'll be playing both sides right now, but they want to play him. If they want to play him at right tackle, it makes a ton of sense because that tells me right away that he's your starting right tackle. They've told us for years now how terrible Dan Moore is at right tackle. You're not benching Broderick Jones. So what it looks like to me is they're going to go with a three-headed monster at offensive line, has a total of 10 career pro games, which is fine with me. Let them learn together. So unless something crazy happens and they're still in love with Dan Moore somehow, I could see it being Fautanu at the right side, Broderick Jones at the left side, Frazier in the middle, and the two vets at guards, and you just move forward through that and give them a chance to work together now rather than throwing them together 2 weeks into camp and saying, okay, you got 2 weeks to learn this. Do it now.
Mark, what do you make of the signing of Anthony Averett?
Well, that's something that just jumps off the board when you're looking at the roster rookie minicamp. He even said, I don't even think I knew I could be a rookie, be invited to rookie tryout camp because he's a 6-year vet. You see a lot of ones and R's and twos. You don't see many 6-year veterans. When they bring a 6-year veteran in for a tryout, they're signing him. You pretty much knew it, so you go talk to him right away. He's just been battling with some injuries here the past couple of years that kept people away from him. He wasn't a star in Baltimore, but he was decent. Gives you a cheap depth option of a veteran option right now. It doesn't mean he's going to play, he's going to start or anything, but at least gives you a guy that's been there and done that for the past 5 or 6 years.
What about Cam Sutton?
That's another thing. I don't know. That's tough, man. I don't know what I would do. Like everything I've talked about Cam Sutton, talked to him over the years, he seemed like a guy that you would definitely want on the team. I don't know what happened. Nobody really knows what truly happened and if he's going to be suspended or anything to that effect. I just know what I've had my interactions with him. And if he's that same guy and he's somehow cleared of what he did somehow, I would bring him back at a cheap price because I still think he could fit into a certain role. And we know what that role is. There's not much of a slot guy, right? So, it all depends on if the legal stuff clears out. But I still think he's everything. Like I said, everything I've ever talked about Cam Sutton is he seemed like a really decent guy. But who knows what happened that one morning in, I guess, Florida, right? So we'll see. I would bring him in if everything clears. Put it that way.
Mark, we appreciate your time. As always, thank you, buddy.
All right, next time I'll grow my mustache.
Can you grow one?
Absolutely not.
No.
I used to, back in the day, when you tried to grow the old beard and nothing would come in well, you'd get the little brown pencil and try to attach things, So I'm not like you two.
Did you ever do that? Did you color it in?
Well, back when I was like 18 and 19.
Right, yeah. It's a blunt.
Like, look at you. You're a hairy dude there, Adam.
Oh, sorry, Mark. You're breaking up. Got to let you go. See you. Mark Kaboly of The Athletic, our Steelers insider. I never did that, the coloring it in.
I did
Did you?
Yeah.
Up until?
Like college.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Could you tell?
Mm-mm. It wasn't like a lot. It was just like, kind of
here and there. Yeah, mine was bad, so I just didn't grow it back then.
Mm-hmm.
And it's bad now, but I'm married. Who cares? Sorry, baby.